Jai Janendra, everyone. I welcome you all to this very new lecture series called Three Gems. Today, we are very privileged to have Anubhav Bhaiya Pune again in this session, in this very new series which we are releasing it today. So, Anubhav Bhaiya have been a part of our previous Jeev lecture series as well. Also, he was a part of the Shalakshan Mahaparv lecture series. Today, the topic is Three Gems. Since beginning of learning Jainism, these are the three terminologies which everybody must have heard somewhere in Pravachan, somewhere in any of the Shastra, or somewhere in any of the discourse, everywhere. What are these three gems? Three gems means Teen Ratnatraya. Samyak Darshan, Samyak Gyan, Samyak Charitra. Right belief, right knowledge, and right conduct. What is the basic swarup of this Ratnatraya, these gems? Why these three terminologies are termed as gems? In general terms, what do we call a gem? Gem means something which doesn't have a value, which is amulya, and which is very precious. What is the importance of these three gems in our life? Can we attain that, or it's just to learn and to listen? What's the entire psychology behind this? We will be learning from Anubhav Bhaiya today. Before Bhaiya start the lecture, let me shortly introduce you the new people who have recently started joining Jeev lectures. Jeev is a platform where you learn Jainism in English language, and this platform is designed dedicatedly for English medium people who wanted to learn Jainism in English, and this becomes a bridge amongst the people who don't know Hindi and who have this habit of taking excuse that we don't know Hindi, we don't know Prakrit, we don't know Sanskrit. So about this Jeev portal more, I will explain you all in the later part of this lecture. Now, what are three gems? The entire Swarup. I would invite Anubhav Bhaiya to start his discourse. Bhaiya.
Thank you, Harshil. Jai Janendra all. Let's have Manglacharan. Please join your hands. Ramo Arihantanam, Ramo Siddhadam, Ramo Ayariyanam, Ramo Vajjayanam, Ramo Loe Savasahudam, Mokshamargasya Netaram, भित्तारं कर्मभूभृतां ज्ञातारं विश्वतत्त्वानां वन्दे तद्गुणलब्धये. Welcome all for the very important and the very precious topic of the Jainism. And if you have any analysis, if you have done, without this topic, there is no discourse, no granth, nothing in the Jainism can even exist, or can imagine any concept or anything around the Jainism. So Ratnatraya is the very core of everything. Obviously, Atma is the very core of everything, and then if we think from the different terminology, Ratnatraya becomes the another important aspect which centers everything. So as Herschel has already mentioned, these are the gems, the precious things, and we are uh, understanding these three gems in the context of liberation, path of liberation. So, obviously, when we are here, we know who we are. We are souls. Currently, we inhabit human bodies which are perishable, but our existence is eternal. I hope if you just close your eyes for 30 seconds, 15 seconds, you will be able to relate with this particular statement. Obviously, we have seen so many things happening around us. Easily can understand that body remains here, and the one who knows, who is having the power of feeling, transfers from one body to the another body. And if you think about from your birth till date, we have some memories, but even before I was there, even after this body, I will be there. So that means I'm the one who is always going to be remain. I'm the one who is eternal, whose existence is eternal. And this particular stage of this body is just a intermediary station in this whole journey, I would say. So when we think about we are having the eternal journey, eternal existence, should we really invest or waste our life for the things which are not eternal? Should we have the North Star vision or the shorter vision? I'll just give you one analogy. If you think about any beggar, they are having the vision only for 1 or 2 hours. I should fulfill my hungerness and then I'm happy. If you think about any service person who is just working day in, day out, and they are having the vision only for a day, if they earn the bread and butter for 2 times, they are happy enough. If you think about salaried person like us, we are having a vision for 30 days. If we are done for the month, it's perfectly good. I'm done. If you think about the businessman, they are having the vision till the generation, or maybe one or more, 2 generations, or maybe 7 generations. But there are people who are called business tycoon. They are having the vision for the generations, and not only for generations, they are having the vision for eras. Now, higher people are having the higher thinking. Just imagine where we are. What is our thinking? What is our vision? Are we having the vision only for the short living life, or the shorter pleasure, momentary pleasure? Or are we having the vision for the eternal one? When we are eternal, should we really be satisfied in the temporary happiness, or should we really quest or invest our energy for the long life, uh, permanent pleasure or sukh? So that is why we are mentioning here that since we are having the eternal existence, so our quest for happiness should be like the one which is which exists eternal. And the eternal happiness is not obviously present in the materialistic thing. That is where we have to expand our vision. Now another aspect, if you think about, is it only for me, or is it the urge of happiness is the true nature of the every human being? Every jeev itself is having the nature of questing the happiness. If you think about smallest to smallest jeev in this world, they are also questing for happiness, and we evolved human brain are also quest for the happiness. When I'm telling something over here, I'm also telling for the happiness. You are listening this particular thing, you are also listening for happiness. Just think about it. Every action, in fact, we sleep, we wake up, we do things, we sit down, we calm, we excite. Every moment in the life is actually revolves around the happiness. We are having a single aim, would like to be happy. But the only problem is we don't really know from where this happiness is going to come. And we don't really know what is the true nature of the happiness. So, again, combining the fact since we are eternal, our happiness should also be eternal. And in fact, along with the eternalness in the happiness, there are certain other characteristics. It should be independent. It should not be interrupted by someone else. It should not be dependent on someone else. If it is dependent, it can't be eternal. It should be complete enough. It should not be having partialness. If it is partial, that means I'm not feeling fulfilled in that moment because I'm questing for the completeness. It should not have, it should be having the unperturbed, means anakul. You should not be having any disturbance as such. And then it should be constant, no interruption. So that is what all about the happiness. This whole thing, I'll just give the reference who would like to refer from Pravachan Sarji Granth, Saparam Badha Sayam. Uh, this is a gatha where Acharya Dev has explained what should be the characteristics of the true happiness. So, why we are discussing about the happiness here is wherever we are satisfied, we really need to question ourselves. Is this eternal? Is this independent? Is this complete? Is this constant? Is this unperturbed? So, if we think about that, then we will come to know yes, beyond this, there is a true happiness exists, and there are person who has literally attained this. And then question comes, am I having the capability? So that particular happiness which we have just talked about with the five different um, characteristics, it is symbolized, it is found in the uh, with the term called liberation, nirvana. The ultimate happiness can be found in liberation. If you if you have heard this word moksha, and if you go to the root word of the moksha is munch, chutna, to be to be free. The very root word of the moksha is to be free. From what and how? These questions uh, must be roaming around in your mind. So, therefore, the ultimate goal for every soul is to attain the liberation, to be free. And now I'll give you one analogy. If you think about anyone who is working person, and they can really relate it to the weekend thing. So when you really come to Friday and the feeling of Friday night, Friday evening, what is special in that Friday night feeling? If you are a kid going to school, what is that feeling when you come back Friday or Saturday, whatever is your last day of the school from in the week? There is a special feeling around that, and that special feeling is about the moksha, chutna, mukti, to be free. And that is, if you just feel about it, the to be free is the own nature, and being free gives the happiness. And when we just to be free with the office, from the office, and if we just go on the some vacation and we just be free with the some routine work, we feel that, right? But that's not a permanent one, that's the just a temporary one. But I'm just giving this analogy for you to realize that there is a happiness when we be free. Okay, so that is where the point comes, liberation, to be free. Okay, and when we are ultimate uh, liberal soul, we are not bondage with the karma, sharira, rag, dvesha, then it is called the liberation, and that particular state of myself does exist. That is what the belief we should have. Then again the question comes, and the three different questions we will be trying to answer in the further discussion. Can anyone achieve it? What is the path to the liberation? Number one, can anyone achieve it, and how can we attain it? Can I be free permanently? And I'm sure you must be really questing for temporary solution. At least you may be having n number of things for which you are really looking for solution, and I would say liberation. You are really looking for how can I really be free with this. I'll give you one example, maybe financial freedom. I would like to be really free. I don't I would not like to really work for any boss. I would like to be boss free life, right? So why only boss free life? Why not to have the every other thing which is uh, making us dependent, making us feeling us low? Why not to liberate from that particular thing, right? And that is where we are coming to what is the path to liberation. And now I'm taking you to 2000 years ago in the charanas of Acharya Uma Swami Dev, where in the one jungle he's writing on the Tadpatra saying that Samyak Darshan Gyan Charitrani Moksha Marga, right belief called Samyak Darshan, right knowledge, Samyak Gyan, right conduct, Samyak Charitra, together constitutes the path of liberation, Moksha Marga. Just imagine, we we have just seen ourselves, right? We are eternal. So just imagine that 2000 years before, I, you, we all together were there in one jungle. We gone to the darshan of Muniraja and ask, Maharaj, how can I be free? How you are so happy? Why I'm so unhappy? What is the path of this happiness? What is the path of this liberation? And they are having this Amrit Vachan for us, saying, Samyak Darshan Gyan Charitrani Moksha Marga. Now think about it. This particular sutra is really essence of Jainism. This is really showing the path of liberation, path of happiness. So let's understand the next question. Can anyone attain the liberation? So yes, we were there, right? Let's not bother about anyone. Let's bother about myself, yourself, ourselves. We can attain it because there is a methodology which is available, and this is a proven methodology. It is not just a kind of a imaginary methodology which is not even proved, not even worked, or just a prototype. No, it is a proven methodology. And I would quote over here uh, आचार्य अमृत चंद्र देव समय सारजी ग्रंथादिराज आत्मख्याति टीका समय सार कलश भेद विज्ञानतः सिद्धा सिद्धा ये किल केचना अस्यैव भावतो बद्धा बद्धा ये किल केचना जो हुए आज तक अरिहंत सबने अपनाया यही पंथ उपदेश दिया इसी ही प्रकार उन सबको मेरा नमस्कार. So this particular methodology exists. The Ratnatraya exists, the moksha exists, and moksha marg exists. Okay, means liberation exists and the path to liberation exists. So yes, every soul in this worldly existence who has the eligibility can attain liberation. Why the eligibility word came? Because of bhavya concept. You will be able to know this, and you can be assured that you are eligible for it. I'm assured I'm eligible for it. Can attain liberation by following the path of triple gems Ratnatraya, which includes Samyak Darshan, Samyak Gyan, Samyak Charitra, which means right belief, right knowledge, and right conduct. Let's understand it further. So, right belief. If you imagine any tree which is having the ultimate fruit of sukh, happiness, what their root consists of? The root consists of the first step on the path of liberation, which is called belief. If you don't believe anything, even if we achieve, first of all, we cannot achieve, but even if it is around us in our hand, then also it is not giving that particular value. So, belief is so crucial in the whole journey of the liberation. Not only in the journey of liberation, I'll just give you the basic logic example, uh, just to realize that how important the belief is. Um, unless until we accept anything, we cannot really act on that particular path. So, okay, why the first gem is belief? So, there is a basic analogy here which is given further. I'll just cover in a line and then we'll go in deep further. If I don't believe the doctor has given us the prescription which is beneficial for me, am I really going to take that medicine? That is one aspect of the belief. If you don't believe that Jinvani is really teaching us the path to liberation, anything and everything which is coming to our ears, are we really giving the value to it? Are we really thinking about it? So just remove the belief part from our life and imagine how hollow our life will be. So the belief is a very crucial part, but the point is right belief. What is right belief? Because belief is the inevitable thing which is there in everyone's, because that is my own quality, my own gun, and that is always there. But now the point is whether it was right or wrong. That is where the decisive factor has came into the picture. So coming here, when we say the right belief, the belief in the oneness of one's own self, along with a genuine understanding through self experience that distinguishes it from all other substances in the universe, is referred to as a right belief. So, if you think any materialistic thing, is this materialistic thing, whether it is house, car, money, family, or body, is different than me, or I'm, and these all things are having the oneness? So, if you think about at least these four things, house, car, money, and family, we can really imagine that these are not having the feeling of, I'm not having the feeling of oneness with this. I'm having the feeling of myness with this, right? I say my car. I don't say I'm the car, right? I say my house. I don't say I'm the house, right? So at least for these four, we are clear. But when it comes to the body, it comes the different terminology. I'm the body. I. I got hurt. You slapped me, right? So all these terminology has been changed from my to I. But the thing is, the reality is, and we have seen this in n number of instances, that body remains here and soul goes away. So that means body and plus something is there. That is what right now I'm imagining I'm there. And similarly, when it comes to the right belief, it is having the true understanding of what is mine. So these are not mine because they are not always going to be with me. This is not I. And at the same time, there are two more important concepts which you will be hearing uh, in the further discussions, that comes since I'm the doer of all these things and I'm the consumer of all these things. So neither these belongs to me, neither these things are me. neither I'm the doer of all these things, and at the same time I'm not the consumer of all these things. That is what the comes as the belief in oneness. I don't have any relationship with these. If at all, from the relationship point of view, I would like to establish something, they are just the gay of my gyan, which means I'm the knower and they are the things which comes in the uh, which is having the capability to know, to be known. So they are just the to be known things and I'm the knower. That is the only relation we can really say. Apart from that, no other relation even we can think of from oneness point of view, right? So when we are having the feeling of oneness with ourselves, our own gun, our own qualities, and the very prominent quality out of every other quality is the gyan, is the phenomena of knowing. I'm knowing all these things, not really, uh, and that is the distinguishing factor from every other thing. Um, so that is where the oneness comes into the picture, and that forms the right belief. But to really expand this thought of oneness or really understand this oneness, what exactly needed is seven different tattvas are explained in the uh, Jain philosophy. And the very first sutra which we have seen, Samyak Darshan Gyan Charitrani Moksha Marga, then the right belief of this seven different tattvas is called Samyak Darshan. What are those tattvas are? Jiva, Ajiva, Ashrav, Bandh, Samvar, Nirzara, Mokshas Tattvam. This is the fourth sutra of Tattvar Sutra ji. First Adhyay, fourth sutra. We say it soul, non soul, influx, bondage, stoppage, disassociation, and the liberation. Now, very important factor is coming here. When I'm having the oneness, do I really need these seven tattvas? Yes, to experience oneness, to really not have any falsehood in that particular thing, we really need to understand these seven different tattvas. And they are explaining only the one thing, which is we are the one. And at the same time, if you have seen, right now we have found ourselves different than the house, car, money, family, and body. But even going deeper, any desires, any wrong belief, any anger, ego, greed, fraud, those things which are going on inside my territory, they have been in my territory, but they doesn't belongs to me. They are ashrav and I am soul. I am Jeev. So that is where this is crucial. It says that when soul, myself, I am having the oneness with myself, I do see non soul as a different thing. And at the moment, influx and bondage stop, uh, and stoppage comes into the picture. And then all these karmas which is there started disassociated with myself. And then free from the karmas becomes the liberation. So this is how this is uh, the philosophy we have seen from the karmas point of view. At the same time, if we think from the rag dvesh, uh, the attraction and the aversion point of view, the thing is my true nature is to know, but at the same time I'm having so many desires, so many attractions, so many uh, would say aversions, right? So all those false um identity is basically becomes the ashrava, and because of that I stuck into this particular situation. I don't really realize my true nature is to know, but I am continuously into the uh, situation of thinking that this is good for me, this is bad for me, this is good for me, and having continuously putting the constant uh, attention to the worldly things, and that is where it becomes the bhavabandha. I'm stuck into that particular situation. But when one realized that bhed vigyantah siddha siddha ye kil kechana, I'm different, and the nature of these all rag dvesh is different, that is where the stoppage comes into the picture, which means I'm now not having the new incoming, and whatever was there, that is also slowly going away. I'm going inside myself. I'm realizing myself. I'm getting stable in myself. That is where the nirjara comes into the picture. Obviously, we will be discussing all these parts in the Samyak Charitra part, but then comes the final stage, which is liberation. So, the very prominent point which we would like to make out here is all this starts with one thing, which is called the right belief. If you don't have the right belief, we will always be stuck into this situation. And now, if you say right belief, then why I need to know seven different tattvas? Because right now I'm including these influx and bondage in my own territory. I'm not able to realize that I'm the soul, and these non-soul things, influx thing and the bondage things are doesn't belongs to me. At the same time, even when the somewhere is going to come, the stoppage is going to come, that will also be the temporary stage. The nirjara, the disassociation will also belongs to be going to be a temporary stage. Even the liberation, though it is a permanent sadi ananta, it is having a start point and it will remain eternal. But when I think about myself, I am the one who is more powerful than this liberation, because this liberation has came out from where? Because of what is the base of this liberation? I am the base of this liberation. So this right belief basically comes when we understand the seven fundamental elements. That is where the uh, importance of these seven elements comes into the picture. Otherwise, if we don't understand the seven elements, I can be in an imaginary world saying this, I'm having the oneness with myself. But what is that oneness? What I'm actually including in my own territory, I may have the falsehood, right? So that is where the Acharyas has given us the seven different element and given the very prominent sutra, Tattvartha Shraddhanam Samyak Darshanam. There are different aspect of further into it, like what is the meaning of tattva and what is the meaning of earth in it. I'll just cover in one line. It is having the not only the um abstract part, but it is the actual association of that abstract with the thing, that is what called tattvarth. So that tattvarth basically forms the true state of that particular thing, that is what called tattvarth. So understanding or believing that the state which is actual, that is called the tattvarth. Idmev idrasham chaive tattvam nanyatra na chanyatha. Things are like this only, that is what, and nothing other, that is what called tattvartha. Again, you may have heard like Samyak Darshan, uh, देव जनेन्द्र गुरु परिग्रह बिन धर्म दया जुत सारो ये हुमान समकित को कारण अष्ट अंग्युत धारो. So dev, guru, shastra, or dev, guru, dharm, the right belief around that, we may have heard, uh, that is also called samyak darshan, right? But again, this is the different perspective of one thing, similar to like one person. Some people may called, they have the home name, some people may call uh, school name, some people may have given their uh, funny name, but they do describe or they do indicate the same person. So Samyak Darshan itself is a one phenomena, and we are having the three different or four different aspect of explaining it. So the first aspect is oneness in myself, and then differentiating oneself with the other worlds. So that is the another definition. The third one is seven different elements, we having the right belief around that. And the fourth definition is knowing the or having the right belief around the Dev, Shastra, and Guru, true gods, true scriptures, and the true ascetists. So Dev, Shastra, and Guru. But all these four definitions are just the definition of the same thing. When Samyakta happens, it is just one phenomena, and that can be explained in different ways. So they do connect. So you don't think like there are four different varieties of Samyak Darshan. But to explain or to start with, there is a process, right? So very first thing, um, it is essential to have a profound understanding and unwavering faith in the true God, scriptures, and ascetics, Guru. Why it is important, and how can you really say that when I'm having the Shraddhan, any four of definition, if I'm having or starting with that, all other three are really included in it. Let's have an experiment. When I say I'm having the Shraddhan of true God, I believe on the true God, which means I believe what moksha is. I believe what is my true nature is. Right now, I'm in this sansar which I know, but then what is my true nature? What is my own swabhav? That I believe. Unless I believe that, I don't believe on the true God part, right? So if you just say the true God, which means moksha, Tattva Shraddhan has came into the picture, Jeev Tattva Shraddhan has came into the picture, right? Um, True scriptures, again, the whole seven uh, tattvas are coming into the picture. Myself and the whole world is a different, that Shraddhan is coming into the picture, right? And when I think about the Guru, I'm really believing what is the Samvar and what is the Nirzara, right? Because they are really on the path of moksha marga. They are having the samvar. They are moving towards the uh, becoming on the path of the to becoming the god, being free from all the karmas. So right now they are having karmas. Right now they are having the ragdvesh. Right now they are having the cycle of birth and death. But they are moving towards the they are they are having the aim towards the true god, and that particular guru gives us the uh, shraddhan or the belief about the stoppage and the disassociation. So if you think, when I having the shraddhan of Dev Shastra Guru, I'm having the shraddhan of Sat Tattva, I'm having the shraddhan of myness and the worldliness, and I'm having that shraddhan that I'm the one who is the knower of the world. I don't have any relationship with all these worldly things, right? So when one thing comes into the picture, every other definitions comes into the picture. So that is how all four are uh, connected. But there are different people, different understanding. So then, and there are different contexts to explain. That is where this all four definitions comes into the picture. And right belief is a pure transformation of the soul itself, originating from within the self. From where this right belief is coming? Is someone is giving you the uh, ashirvada? Is it coming from someone else? Is it transferable? It is something which you can give as a hereditary? No. Everyone is having the belief. Am I having the belief? Yes. Are you having the belief? Yes. Does Ekendri having the belief? Yes. The one who is not the tree having the belief? Yes. Everyone is having the belief. everyone is having the feeling, everyone is having the belief system. They are feeling that who they are, oneness. The only problem is that right or wrong, right? So that is where acharyas comes into the picture, because we may have this short vision, and because of that we are not able to realize how important, or the how these seven different tattvas are there in the world, how I'm different than the worldly thing. Because the thing is, our belief system is coming, I mean, having the flow of thing since anadi, which is again eternal thing from the past. And now Shri Guru has basically attained this knowledge from Kebli Bhagwan, and they are done this experiment in themselves, and they are giving us this particular information that yes, we can have the correction in our belief system, and that correction is obviously going to start from ourselves within. No one else is going to give us this samyak darshan. So that is the very important aspect of Jainism, and that truly uh, established Jainism different than the any other worldly thing or worldly religions, I would say. Because over here everything is starts with oneself, and there is no dependency on anyone else. Because if someone is giving you the samyak darshan, obviously he or she is having the power to take it away, right? So we don't believe in that particular system. Now here one might ponder, why is belief given precedence over knowledge and conduct? Why do we need right belief at all, right? So there are various different Nyaya has been explained in the Jainism theory, but we will just talk about the one which I have indicated. So let's consider a scenario where a doctor prescribe a diet and exercise routine, but we don't trust that doctor's advice. Are we really going to follow this advice then? What will happen? So really, to illustrate that the conduct is impossible without belief, right? So this is one particular scenario we have given you to think about. Another example, do you think smokers are unaware that smoking is injurious and causes cancer? Obviously, you must have seen that in every movie, whenever they are having the scene of like this, they do have the caption, right? But even after watching that thing and every other thing, even they are also presenting, portraying that thing in the movie, right? So, what is a uh, contradictory thing? Like you're doing it and giving the caption. So, are they unaware? Obviously, no, right? If they are unaware, why? How can they write it as a caption? Obviously, they know it. As the pockets themselves carry a statutory warning saying smoking kills, right? They know the fact and believe it too, but not with conviction. This is why this knowledge without assurance, assured belief, is ineffective in changing their conduct. So, what comes? Conviction, assured belief. These examples clearly demonstrate the importance of the right belief, right? Even if one studies several scriptures on the soul without assured belief in their teachings, this knowledge is not fruitful, right? When I'm telling all these things And after this lecture, I'll say, I have given so fantastic lecture. What exactly I'm believing about myself? It will become just a theoretical thing if I don't know that what is mind work, what is my association with these words. Words are Pudgal, they comes into the Ajiv Tattva. I am the Jeev Tattva. At the very moment, I am not really doing this preaching or this telling or this presentation. What my work is at this very moment is knowing. I'm the knower of this world. If that is my understanding, my belief, then everything else comes into the moksha marga. Otherwise, it will just be like this. Study several scriptures on the soul, and then I'm saying soul is the one who doesn't do anything of any others, and I'm saying I have given this lecture. Imagine, I mean, without belief, how contradictory these things become, right? So then this knowledge is not a fruitful thing. So that is where it comes into the picture. Like belief is a crucial thing. Similarly, um, when we come to the, so we have seen gyan part of it, and now we are seeing about the conduct part of it. One may practice austerities and the rituals. One may really do upvasa and then give the donations, have the karuna dan and all. But without understanding the true essence of the soul, it is impossible to truly engage with it. So then, belief again becomes the very crucial point. So this proves the, the prevalence of belief over knowledge and conduct on the path of liberation. I'll just give you the indication. Obviously, right knowledge is the another gems which we will be talking in the further lecture. We will be stopping here. When belief comes into the picture, then only the knowledge and conduct becomes the right. They are having the right path. That is why belief has given the precedence over the gyan and uh, charitra in this particular sutra. There are many wonderful nyaya logic around these things, and when we truly would like to say ourselves we are Jain, we should really know about these three gems. And I'm having one true incidence in the uh, interview of UPSC. One particular person has just uh, mentioned the name, I'm so and so Jain. The interviewer has really asked, what is the uniqueness of the Jainism? What are the three gems of the Jainism? And then that's how the famous, from the conceptual point of view, philosophical point of view, these three gems in the outer world. But from starting our journey to be happy, from which what aim we were having, if you have remember, we are having the aim to have the broader vision, not to really have the shorter vision like beggar or any day labor, or the serviceman like a monthly salaried one, or even the businessman who is having the lifelong vision. But we are having the vision of business tycoon. We would like to have the final eternal peace in our life. So that is what the foundation of the eternal peace, called the liberation, comes from the true belief. We'll stop here. Um Happy to take any question or comments or any points which you would like to add. Over to you, Harshal bhai.
Thank you, Anubhav. Bhaiya. Can you unshare your screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, it was a beautiful lecture. In today's lecture, Bhaiya explained us about what are the three gems, the basic swarup, also the different definitions of three ratna, three gems. Is it Tatvar Shraddhanam Samyak Darshanam, Swapar Shraddhanam Samyak Darshanam, or Devshas Guru Ka Shraddhanam is Samyak Darshanam? Many definitions we have learned, and obviously this will lead to multiple questions. So now this session is open for discussion. If anybody from the audience is have any queries or any point of discussion, please feel free to ask your question. Anybody? Okay. So yeah, today we have learned about Samyak Darshan, Samyak Gyan, Samyak Charitra, and at the end, Bhaiya beautifully explained about what is the importance of belief, why belief is the most important step, and then comes the knowledge and conduct. Because of foundation, because of the first step, all these things have been answered. Now, since there is no query, I just have a point of discussion. Anubhav Bhaiya, as rightly said, in multiple lectures, pravachan, discourse, Gurudev Shri's lectures, that I am Bhagwan, I am the supreme soul, and there is nothing which is less inside me. मैं सम्यक दर्शन स्वरूप हूँ, सम्यक ज्ञान स्वरूप हूँ, सम्यक चारित्र स्वरूप हूँ. If this is the scenario, then why do we need to work hard, and why there is a race to attain Samyak Darshan? If this is the process, then why there is a race to attain Samyak Darshan? I want you to throw some light on this phrase.
Okay, very good question. So, first of all, there is no race. You may think like, why so many time acharyas has really said us aikatmapi mritva, on the on the on the price of death you should really attain the samyak darshan. That is what the verse I just quoted. You may have heard it, but all these comes from the karuna. They are seeing like what exactly you are doing. You are really having the capability to be bhagwan, and then what exactly you are doing right now in this sansar. Why you are so having this, I mean, why you are not realizing your ultimate potential and just wasting your life? That is where this upadesh shali comes into the picture. That is where the preaching is coming into the picture. But at the same time, at the very moment, if we look around the nature, I'm really having all those qualities. Now where the difference comes into the picture, I'm really gyan swabhavi, I'm having the really the duty of knower. Then why this ragdvesh comes into the picture? Because I don't believe that. If I believe I'm the knower, I will be happy. I'm being knower, I believe something else, which is doer, or having the inclusion of this ragdvesh in my own territory. That is where whole misery comes into the picture. So the one who has really seen this thing, they are having the karuna, they are having the pityness on us, saying that why you are wasting your life. So again, uh, uh, that supremeness really exists within me. The only point is we don't realize that. That is why all these discourses are there, all these Jinvani, Divyadhvani, Acharya Bhagavant Upadeshas are there.
Okay. Thank you for the answer. Anybody, any question or anything you want to add to the point which I raised currently? Okay. So we will be continuing this series in one or two more lectures. Since it is a long topic and it is a very crucial topic, we will take it very slow. In today's lecture, to conclude, there are three gems: Samyak Darshan, Samyak Gyan, Samyak Charitra. I hope everybody know the Supreme Self, प्रयोजन भूत को जाने, एवं प्रयोजन भूत के बाद सम्यक ज्ञान सम्यक चारित्र, it comes into the role. So this is what we learned today, and before we conclude the lecture, let me show you the accessible points to Jeev, to the one who are new today in the lecture. Yes, so we have summarized the Jeev accessibility in 4 points. You want to access the Jeev portal, you can go to www.jeev.net.in. Under resources section, you can navigate the topic which you want to learn. Let's say for today, we have the three gems: path of liberation. Once you will click on this topic, you will get this dashboard. There will be mentioned about the number of course, how many minutes, the duration of this course. Once you enroll, you can view your courses on the dashboard, how much you have completed, and here are the resources. Let's say Anubhav Bhiya's today's lecture will get uploaded on YouTube in next 2 days, within next 2 days, and you can directly jump into the YouTube channel also and access the lecture. If you need to get the presentation which he shared, it is already there. Gurudev Shri lecture snippets, videos, puzzles, everything is on the dashboard. So these are the accessible points. Support@jeev.net.in. Social media handles are already been mentioned. And if you feel like any query you have, please email us. We will help you connecting with the right expert to the proper topic. Anubhav Bhaiya, we can proceed with Chinwani Stuti.
Sure. Let's join our hands. निज निधि निज में बताई यह अनंत उपकार है, इसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना शत बार है, इसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को
9 times Namokar mantra, everyone.